Hey y'all, Chuck here in Thap Phnom, Thailand. Hey, today I want to talk to you guys about something that's been asked quite a bit, customs and traditions here in Thailand.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't want to waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't want to waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays.
It's a rainy season right now in the beginning of August, so right now would be a good time to talk about this before maybe your first time trip to Thailand, or maybe you've already been and you can get a better understanding of some of the traditions here in Thailand, just to make your trip a little bit better than it could be, right? So I put together a list of 6 different types of customs and traditions on some things that you should try to do and some things that you shouldn't do. In our own countries, we expect, not always, but we kind of expect foreigners visiting our countries to appreciate our way of life, our customs, our beliefs. We all have different ways of meeting and greeting people in a positive and even in a negative way. So when you're going to another country, it's always best to show respect and try to give them the same common courtesy that you would expect back home. So anyway, the first thing is manners. Basic manners in Thai culture. The first thing that you'll notice when you come to Thailand, even when you get on the airplane, you'll see the Thais, it's called Y, which is like this, Y. And what you want to do, there's all different kinds of ways to Y depending on the person that you're Ying to, mostly the age or the family member or something. But these are going to be just kind of basic things to know, to remember when you come. So basically, when you greet somebody, you put your hand here and you put your head towards your hand and you Y. And then you say, Sawadee Kap, just like that. Or Kap Kun Kap. But I put a video together of 5 different words that you should know when coming to Thailand. You can check that video out at a later time. Bowing. Thais typically don't bow, like Japanese and stuff like that. It's got a crazy bow tradition. So. But what they will do basically is a couple of different things. You don't ever want to walk in between some people, especially when they're talking. So you'll see that people, if you're talking to a person over here, they'll go like that. They'll duck down out of respect. Because you're in a conversation, or maybe somebody's watching TV. And you have to somehow walk in front, but it's always best to kind of go around if possible. So another thing is, let's say you're coming in contact with another person, like on a moped or a bicycle, or you just come around the corner and there's somebody right there. So to avoid making contact with this person, you'll see Thai people just smile and just kind of bow their head like that and then keep going, because a lot of times they like to turn in your lane because they don't want to stop, and you'll see them go smile. It's the funniest thing. It is the land of smiles, and you'll notice that I've seen people get in bicycle or motorcycle, scooter, moped, whatever you want to call them, crashes. 2 people fall down, they smile, and then they get up and walk away. Or you almost run over somebody and they smile. It's just smile. That is the easiest thing to do, and that is the best thing to do in Thailand, is to just smile. When you don't know or you feel confused, just smile. Thai people really don't point at each other. You'll see me do that sometimes in my video because I'm trying to show you in a video, but typically I don't. It's okay to point at things, if you see a person, but you know what I mean when I say pointing. It's just like back home. You just don't want to point in somebody's face. It's rude no matter, I think, where you're at in the world. So as a foreigner, we get away with a lot of things, but these are just helpful hints, and there are more, but these are just the basics. So number 2, your feet. I kind of talked about this a little bit in another video, but the feet really are the dirtiest part of the body. You typically don't want to sit down somewhere and point your feet at another person, especially somebody that's older than you, especially somebody like Buddha, a Buddha statue, a monk, your girlfriend's mother or father. You don't want to sit in a chair and prop your feet up and have it pointed at people. It's disrespectful and it's rude. Another thing about feet, do not step on the Thai currency. The Thai currency has a picture of royalty on it. It's very disrespectful for you to put your feet on the royalty. So if you lose your money and it's rolling down the street, try really hard not to step on it to get it to stop. Don't touch money, don't touch Buddha, don't touch people with your feet. Also, touching somebody on the top of the head, that's the highest point of their body. You do not want to touch somebody older than you on the top of their head. Shoes. So shoes, if you you're going to walk into a building and you happen to look down and see a bunch of shoes, that means take your shoes off. So there is a sign in the front, but chances are you probably cannot read Thai and it may not have English words on it. When you're walking into a house, when you're walking into a temple, typically you take your shoes off. Most restaurants don't require that. It just depends. Some of the restaurants are inside of people's houses. So just look for the shoes. If you see the shoes, take them off. If you'd have to use the restroom in the house, you will always see a pair of slippers in front or inside the door of the bathroom, so you can put those sandals on your feet to use the restroom, so you don't have to worry about that. Sanitary, right? So, okay, number 3, Thailand is the land of smiles. So you'll see everybody smiling all the time, but so all of a sudden I'm surrounded by a lot of kids.
Hello!
Say hello, America. On the opposite side of that is losing face. So losing face in Thailand basically means that you've disrespected somebody. We all have pride in our own cultures and our own way of life, so you really don't want somebody to come personally attack you and cause you to be disgruntled, I guess. But it's called losing face in Thailand. It happens a lot with foreigners because we have a difficult time understanding things. There's always a communication problem.
I don't understand you. What do you want? No, not a clue.
Most Thais cannot speak a lot of English, and they do not know how to explain stuff to you in detail so you understand why they can't serve you this or why this or that. So if you're confused about something, just smile and try a different method, or if you're unhappy, then leave and go to another place or come back to that place at another time. Best thing to do is just smile and walk away. Thai people are very friendly, and typically you don't have any problems unless you are creating problems yourself. So best thing to do is smile and don't allow somebody to lose face over something silly, some silly misunderstanding, or even money. When you're talking 100 baht in the United States, that's about $3 US. So don't get upset over 100 baht. I know when you get here and you hear 1,000 baht, 100 baht, 500 baht, it's difficult to grasp this concept in your head of the currency, but 1,000 baht in reality for us in America is $30. So $30 goes a very long way in Thailand. You'll see Thai people with a calculator all the time, but make sure you look at your receipts. A lot of times they'll there's always water on the table. Make sure they didn't charge you for the water, and make sure that they charged you for everything that you use, because a lot of times I'll drink 2 or 3 beers and I only see 1 on the tab. So, you know, let's be fair both ways. Thai people always say yes. This is another part of losing face. When they don't really know something, a lot of times they tell you something not always believable. So, especially if you're looking for directions, sometimes it becomes really irritable, because nobody likes, in Thailand, they don't like to say, I don't know. Mai lu. If you're speaking to them in Thai, yeah, they will. But as speaking to a foreigner, they have a difficult time. And some of the stuff they come up with is pretty funny. But if you're going to look for something to buy and you're not really sure how to say it in Thai, and they're really not sure, they always just say, my me. They don't have it. I don't have it. You know they have it. You know it's a computer store and you're looking for computer paper and you know it's here, but they don't know what you're saying. It's my me. So you got to try to figure out how to word it right, or if you can point or make very good hand gestures. But I've ran into that a million times. It's always my me, and I get walking around the store and like, yeah, it's here and it's here and it's here. Number 4, eating habits, do's and don'ts. Typically when you eat with let's say you're coming with a Thai person or meeting a Thai person and you're sitting at a Thai family table, they call it Thai style eating. And what it is you'll get a plate and you'll get a spoon and you'll get a fork, and then all the dishes will be in the center, and then everybody eats off of that dish. Yeah, they'll take their spoon and they'll dip it back in there and get that, but they're not really playing in the dish. You know, with their dirty spoon, they're getting out what they want to eat. A lot of times they'll have extra silverware on that dish, but it never works out when there's so many people at the table. So just expect that. If you really got a problem with that, then I guess you're gonna have to get in there and start piling on your plate first. But family style is the way they eat, and mostly in Thailand. And when they serve you at the restaurants, that's pretty much how they'll set the table up. 2 people will order 3 different plates and you eat off of that, 3 different types of foods. And a lot of times the food is cold, especially in family homes. It's not served piping hot unless it's cooked in a hot pot. It's going to be served cold. That's just the way they do it here. And I'm okay with it. At first I was like, I don't know, that's kind of strange, but it hasn't been sitting out a long time. It was just cooked not too long ago, but it's cold. In Thailand, they don't use chopsticks. You'll see chopsticks with like Vietnamese soups, some Chinese dishes, or Korean stuff like Korean barbecue, but typical Thai dishes do not come with chopsticks. Now when you go to a noodle shop, they'll have chopsticks there, like goi tiao noodle soup, khao piak sen, stuff like that. You want to get pad thai, they'll have that stuff there. I like to eat my noodles with a chopstick. It's easier for me. But typically they eat with a spoon. They take the fork and they shovel, where they push the food on the spoon, and then they eat it like that. You can eat it however you want to, but you're not going to get a knife typically with your meal. Thai people typically also eat very slow. So if you're like me and you eat fast, they just keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding you. They just want to watch you eat. They can't believe their eyes. So try to pace yourself when eating with a Thai person or Thai family. So you'll see them just kind of pick at it and eat very little. Thais do not eat big dinners. They'll have a huge breakfast, a good sized lunch, and just about nothing for dinner. Blowing your nose and picking your teeth. It's very rude to blow your nose at the table. So, us foreigners, we eat spicy food. It just starts to come. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, it's okay to wipe your nose off, but if you've not got to blow it, walk away out of sight from the table as much as you can and blow your nose. Picking your teeth with a toothpick, you'll see Thai people, they don't go in there and they'll hide their toothpick in their hand, in their mouth. They don't want anybody to see that. So anyway, it's very rude to pick at your teeth and blow your nose at the table. Tissue paper, I call it toilet paper. At the tables, you're going to be served toilet paper for napkins. So if you want to carry around your own napkin, that would be probably the best, because what happens to me is in the afternoon when you got a few stubbles and I do this, you know, then I'm the joke of the table, right? So I got into the habit of taking it and kind of patting my face with it, you know, so I'm not smearing or getting little paper balls all over my face. Toilet paper or the little tiny tissues is what you're going to see in the restaurants. Number 5, there is no political correctness here in Thailand to an extent. So Farang, a lot of foreigners like to say Farang because that's how it's spelt, but in Thai language it's Farang. A lot of times in speaking language you'll hear them say Farang. So Farang.
ฝรั่ง
Is it Farang or Farang?
ฝรั่ง
Farang. Okay. Here's the word Farang.
ฝรั่งภาษาไทยอ่ะเป็นไทยฝรั่งเป็นว่าหวานเนาะฝรั่ง
but in Thai ฝรั่ง
Okay.
the same meaning.
Right.
Thai say call foreigner ฝรั่ง because Thai don't know the name.
Right.
Only for easy for
Correct,
to know
correct,
the difference
correct.
some person in Thai.
It's not a
ฝรั่ง
derogatory, it's
Yeah.
not a racist statement. It's just that's just the way it is. You're going to hear this a lot when you come here. It's not a derogatory word, it's a descriptive word. Thai people like to use these descriptive words in front of, like my mother-in-law. Her name is Ma. But she's a mother, so it's Mama. My father-in-law is, his name is, Thai people have really long names, but they have it's called Chilin, which is like their play name, which is a nickname. So my father-in-law is Nared, and everybody calls him Red. So Paul is for father, so Paul Red. And, you know, Farang is just, they don't know where you're from, so they call you Farang. You'll hear Farang, they're not always talking about you because they could be talking about Farang food, they could be talking about some Farang on TV, they could even talk about the fruit named Farang. But don't get offended by it, it doesn't mean anything. Older women are called Yai. Older men are Da. You know, they have a descriptive name for things. Kids are Dek. Kon is a word for a person. Kon, like Chinese or Chinese is Jean. So Kon Jean. Kon Thai for Thai people. Kon Nam is a darker person or a black person. Yeah, there's all kind of names, but Farang is sometimes gets people thinking that it's an offensive remark, but it's not. You're a Farang. You always be a Farang, and I will be too. Thai people they're so nosy. If they know you know a little bit of Thai too, they're extremely nosy. But in the United States, I can't compare to anybody else, sorry, but we like to say, hey, how's it going? How's your day? The weather's nice. What's going on? You know, stuff like that. So we have our own ways of just kind of casually saying something to a stranger. Well, Thai people, they want to know where you're going and what did you eat. So you'll hear Bai Nai, or you'll hear Ging Kao Liang. So they want to know where you're going and what are you eating, or what did you eat, or are you going to eat? You'll hear that a lot in Thailand. In the US, if we say, hey, where are you going? It's like, okay, why do you want to know? You know, or what did you eat? That's none of your business. I just had like a 4 quarter pounders with cheese, you know? But in Thailand, it's okay. Last one, number 6. The number 6 is basically hand gestures. So this is very important to remember because I made the funniest mistake for the longest time when I first got here. And that's calling a cab, calling a tuk-tuk, taxi, Songtao, whatever your taxi is at the moment. If you do this, they're gonna go, oh, hello, hello, and they're gonna drive right on by. If you whistle, that's like calling a dog. It's not polite to whistle for somebody, okay? That's not polite either. You don't do that either. That's like calling an animal to you. So the proper way is this, like, and they'll stop. If you go, oh, you know, like you're digging a hole, that's how you get somebody to stop. Oh, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. When you're in a restaurant and you need the waitress's attention, katoat kap, and usually they'll come. But if they can't hear you, then this. But hey, especially that, they're gonna go, huh? Very rude. Don't do that. But as a full-on in a tourist town, they understand and they won't get offended. But all of this is just to try to make your trip a little bit more pleasanter. It's great to come in contact with a Thai person and get to see the reason why it's called the Land of Smiles. Everybody's extremely happy here. You'll very rarely run into any problems with Thai people. They try to avoid negativity as much as possible. You'll see Thai people, they really don't stare at anybody. When you're walking down the road, they may glance at you. If you're wearing dark glasses, they'll stare at you quite a bit because they can't see your eyes. That's a funny thing. You should try it. But typically, they don't stare at people. Also, on a side note, you don't want to stare either, because if you're staring at the wrong person somewhere, in a bar or something, a Thai person, he might think, what are you looking at? You know, it's very rude to do that as well. So anyway, have a great trip in Thailand. I hope this benefits you in some way. I know there's a lot more stuff that I left out, but these are just 6 basic things for you to enjoy your trips. Thank you very much for watching. Khop khun ma krap. Chok di lao jerkin mai, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.